Hello everyone, and thank you for joining me today to make art with Mrs. A. I miss everyone. I miss teaching art in the classroom, and I hope I get to see everyone real soon. I also wanted to add, if you have any questions on any of the projects that I have on my YouTube channel or projects that are on the Middleburg webpage, please drop me an email and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Also, don't forget to participate in my new challenge, and that is to share your art with Mrs. A and get a chance to have a special art supply mailed directly to you from me. I am going to pick 5 students a week, and I'm going to send them something special in the mail. All you need to do is take a photo of an art project and attach it to an email, and then Mrs. A can look at it. I'd love to see everyone's awesome work. Today what we're going to do is learn how to make paper mosaics using recycled paper, scraps around the house, newspapers, paper bags, any kind of paper will do. Make a mosaic of your own. Pick a favorite image or photograph. This project is a great project for the entire family. It requires simple materials that you have at your home. You may have never made mosaic art before. What is mosaic art? Well, a mosaic is a picture or a pattern made with small pieces of ceramic tile that you can make also with paper too. And the Romans and other ancient people made very elaborate, fancy mosaics. They would make an entire wall or even a floor of a room with beautiful color mosaics. Mosaics are very common even today. People use them for countertops, and they also use them through their floors because they're easy to wash. The Romans were known for their outstanding mosaic art, though. I was inspired to share mosaic art with you through an artist, and her name is Shelley Shanker, and she lives in South Carolina. She has been making magazine mosaics since 2007. I'd like to share some of her work with you. These 2 pieces were done by her, and they're tiny pieces of magazines. And as you can see, the top one is of an amazing lion's head. And another art below is the patriotic flag. And if you look really carefully on the patriotic flag art, you can see the newspaper that she used to create the collage. Wow. As you can see why she was my inspiration. Okay, so let's get started. This is what you're going to need. Construction paper, and as much construction paper, all different colors, magazines, newspapers, paper bags, anything that you can gather for paper that you can cut up in little squares. Before you start, you have to decide what kind of image that you would like. If you were to choose a photograph, say of a bird, print a photograph. It doesn't have to be printed in color, okay? And then take that photograph, bring it to the window, and place an 8.5 by 11 or any size paper on top and trace just the shapes. And as you can see, I just traced the shapes of the bird, and I think you can see that. And the reason why I did that was because I die cut the inner part of the bird to show the shapes and the colors that I need to create my mosaic art. So this is a way that you can make your art. Pick a photograph. If you don't want to pick a photograph, you can start with something simple. For example, an apple. Fruit is really easy to start off. Very simple shapes. Everything has a simple shape. You would draw it with a pencil first. Here's another bird. And you can notice that the bird is not just one color inside of Mosaics. It's orange and yellow and red, and then the background is blue, which complements the orange and yellow. Maybe something simple like just a flower. This sunflower, also the blue background. The sunflower's in the foreground and the blue background complements the yellow flower. Or how about an animal? A tiger. All right, you can maybe print out a photograph of a tiger and use this as your image for your mosaic art. Again, this tiger, even though it's orange and black, the background of blues and yellows complements those colors of the tiles of the tiger, and it complements enough so the tiger is more emphasized and really pops out of the art. So think about the background too, the colors you want to, the tiles you want to place in the background, the little squares. And here's another picture of fruit. All right, so pick a fruit. Again, look at the foreground, purple, and the pears are greens, and then the background has red. So these colors complement one another. The red and the blue live across from on the color wheel. They complement one another. Now, the other way you can use squares is you can go to a hardware store and they have paint chips. So for example, this picture right here, I went to the hardware store and I gathered different paint chip cards. These paint chip cards are great because right away they have the tints and the shades of the colors that I need. So I can cut out little squares of each of these colors on the picture that I may want to do. So if you look at this picture, you can see the different tints and shades that I can use from these color cards, okay? Here's another one, just a very simple teacup, and I was able to gather some color cards too. So these are just paint chips. If you go into the hardware store, this is where people would pick one of these cards for a paint that they would like to paint their walls, but they have loads of them there. And even better, if you call Lowe's or Home Depot and explain to them that your art teacher gave you a project and you need a bunch of different color paint chip cards, they will gather them for you, and curbside pickup, you can just call and let them know you're outside with a parent, and they will give you a lot of these different paint chips. So that's a great way to do this project too. All right, so I'm going to start with something very simple. Just one fruit, an apple. I have the apple sitting on a table in the foreground. I have the background. Very simple. So when I look at this, I'm going to say the colors I needed were red and orange and yellow, green, brown, and then whatever color background I would like to complement my apple. The first thing I want to do is trace a contour. I can trace a photograph of an apple, or I can draw a contour drawing, which is just simple shapes of an apple like I did here. Very simple. And then I would gather the colored sheets of paper. Now, like, you don't have to use construction paper. If you want, you can use newspaper. You can look through a magazine and you can find colors in the magazine that may be the colors that you want to use, so that's good too. And these are the colors that I chose of construction paper. I would get a pair of scissors. You can even maybe get a ruler and use a ruler as a straight edge. And it's up to you the size that you would like to cut your strips. These are 1/4 of an inch wide. And as you notice in my art, sometimes you're going to have to cut the squares different sizes to fit within the shape. So I started my apple here, but I didn't finish. And the best way to do this is to place a glue stick, the glue where you want, and then start adding your squares. I did not finish mine because I'm going to give you time to finish this project. So there's really not a lot of supplies you need, just a glue stick, a pencil, a ruler, a pair of scissors, any paper you like, and most important, a photograph or a picture of the image that you would like to do. Okay? I think you are going to love this project. It may take a little time to cut the squares, but once you get all the squares, lay them out, organize them, relax, grab a snack, and don't forget to share your art with Mrs. A and get a chance to get a special art supply mailed to you personally by me. Keep checking on my YouTube channel for other projects. Bye!